What's going on? How y'all doing today? Got the word that Stevie Wonder is one of my all-time favorite artists, and anybody knows me. I quote Stevie Wonder in different ways because I always talk about how I don't trust when people act to ignore racism here. I said Stevie Wonder. I said they're about as believable what they are acting like racism don't exist as Stevie Wonder could throw him in his sleep with his eyes closed, and Stevie Wonder's blind. And I say I use him a lot. The word is he's moving to Ghana, moving to Africa. And I'm glad for him. He's 70 years old. He's been a musical ambassador, trailblazer, civil rights leader. Let's remember, this man made Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. a national federal holiday. And he's tired of the foolery here in America, and I don't blame him. As I always say, get the money right. Because of family and born and bled here is the only reason the ties. But other than that, this country's so racist and so pathetic, and after 400 years, no reparations. All they do is shuck and jive and want to be playing games. Now you got a pandemic. They find 99 ways to mess with your money, mess with your mind, own your Social Security, racist cops, overpriced taxes, don't pay people a livable wage, and want to pimp an agenda, racially profile you with these Karens and these racist cops and all this other stuff, that's nonsense that's going on, which has forbidden America from being as progressive as it should be, except allow it to lay in smog arrogance. So when I hear an intelligent musical genius, and I don't use those words lightly and loosely, there ain't but so many great artists, truly greats. And he's one of them. You need to give Steve Wonder his flowers, and also give him dap and common sense. Because if he leaves America for good, that tells you that a blind man who's had incredible success, who's won every kind of award, been acknowledged worldwide, vastly successful in the recording industry, etc., he can see how racist and deplorable this country is. What's your excuse? Steve Wonder can see better than most people who claim to have 20/20 or even halfway good sight. What is your excuse? Why do people tolerate the ignorance and the pandemic known as institutionalized and systematic racism? Why are they so acceptable to just kind of shrug shoulders and look the other way? We're dealing with this travesty every day. You want to talk about a real virus? Racism is the top virus. Joe Biden and Joey B can talk a good game. They all can talk a good game. But how do you make people who were enslaved for 400 years plus ever feel like they truly belong? And how do you speak to the next generation in the future when the recipe keeps getting spread and spread, and until people stop taking it and attack back, it infiltrates in every way and walk of life all over the world. That's all people know. That's how they look at it. So Stevie Wonder got better vision than most, and I applaud him, and I understand him, and he's smarter than most, because this country does not deserve to have someone who's done so much for it to go through that. In his golden years of his life, he should be where he's supposed to be, but also, he's telling the truth. America is embarrassing for black folks. And I say that emphatically because they have never done anything to justify what they have gotten over with for over 400 years. And I applaud Stevie Wonder. Give me your thoughts and takes about Stevie Wonder. He's going to move to Ghana. And I welcome thoughts and comments, but I want some intellectual, intelligent conversation about it. I don't want no trolls or nobody hating. And that go for anybody, race of folks, who can appreciate, because he understands it as well as anybody. He grew up in a Jim Crow, and he grew up pre-civil rights. He know what he had overcome. And that's what people are going to tell Stevie Wonder. He came around during my relatives' era one or so generation removed from whites only, separate water fountains, bathrooms, etc. So I think you pay attention to what Mr. Stevie Wonder has got to say. He know what's up. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another, and I wish there were more Stevie Wonders. I really do. Not only musically, but spiritually, fundamentally. Because this country is broken and it isn't doing anything except laying in a dirty bed and trying to ignore the real pandemic and the virus that is racism. You can't mask and shield it. You can dress it up like a mummy and decorate it and perfume and cologne on it. But the foul stench of racism is a force that has been allowed to fester far too long. Much respect to Stevie Wonder. And give that brother his flowers. He's a smart brother. I'm out.